After battling a 5-alarm fire in Brooklyn Heights, firemen are working to free their equipment, which is completely covered in ice, in 1980. Carl Russell waves to his co-workers on the structural work of the 88th floor of the new Empire State Building. The opening of the exhibition Made in Israel at the museum, 1959. The girl is in her dorm room. It's the 1970s. Le Petit Parisien, 1952. Winston Churchill is feeding an albino kangaroo in 1947. A child sits in her pedal car circa 1922. Lucy Smith and Pauline Rankin are climbing Salisbury Crags, and they're wearing ankle-length skirts and smart shoes. They're tied together with a rope around their waists. This is in Edinburgh, Scotland, in 1908. Alright, so it's about female firefighters in action in London around 1916. There's a double-exposed photograph of French illusionist Henri Robin with a ghost. The year was 1863. Monopod seats. Designed to be easily transported, these 1953 monopod seats could provide a quick and easy place to sit when on the go. Women paint propaganda posters to support the war effort during World War II. Port Washington, New York, July 8, 1942. Beach volleyball, Venice Beach, California, June 1934. A crowd watches the 1914 Vanderbilt Cup race in Santa Monica. An ostrich carriage is being stopped by the police for crossing the speed limit. It's Los Angeles in the 1930s. A Coke delivery truck, Knoxville, 1909. Two African-American GIs pose with personalized artillery shells. The shells are labeled Easter eggs for Hitler, which really captures their spirit and humor during World War II. It was the 1940s. London Zoo, 1900. Mugshots of two men imprisoned for having intercourse with each other. Stockholm, Sweden, in 1897. The aerocycle was intended for beginners. It was supposed to be possible to steer it simply by shifting your weight. 1950s. This 1890s photo shows Western male tourists dressed in women's kimonos. It was a popular activity for visitors, embracing Japanese culture during their stay, often as a lighthearted or souvenir experience. There's this thing about an urban window baby cage in New York City from the 1930s. School children are practicing gargling. It's part of a hygiene lesson, and the goal is to promote health. The year was 1932. A self-portrait in costume by Nadar, circa 1862 to 1864. Houdini performs a daring stunt. He's holding on with his chin from a ledge above the city in the film The Grim Game. This was in 1919. This is an early prototype of a stair-climbing wheelchair, probably from the mid-20th century. It was designed to help people with mobility problems get up steps using a mechanical rotating wheel system. Two women are looking at buttons at Lock & Company, a shop in Piccadilly, London in 1953. For some reason I don't know, in 1920 a policeman did this off a building in New York. Migrants in California, refugees from a Texas drought, 1936. The first atomic bomb, the gadget, 1945. Alright, so we've got a picture of a circus strongman lifting a horse. This was taken in Brisbane in 1903. Lumberjacks are cutting trees in the Pacific Northwest, USA in 1915. An amphibious vehicle rides along the river in the 1930s. A group photograph of members of the Brighton Swimming Club. This was taken in Brighton, England, around 1863. New York, around 1900, Italian bread peddlers on Mulberry Street. A United States Marine discovers a near-dead baby in a cave on the island of Saipan in the jungle. This happened in 1944. The 1960s saw women fighting for health care and abortion rights. The year was 1901, and a test was being done on a superconductor. An ape man was discovered in the jungles of Brazil in 1937. A Bursey electric cab is waiting for passengers, a symbol of innovation and the fleeting early attempts at electric transportation in London. This was London, England, in 1897. A first flight simulator was invented in 1942. A Caterpillar-driven ferry with a 24-horsepower engine carries holidaymakers from Bigberry to Berg Island. It covers a quarter-mile trip. This was in Devon in 1935. New Orleans, 1950s. Disneyland employees are in the staff canteen during a break, giving us a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the theme park. 1961. Jewish prisoners, forced to work for the Sonderkommando 1005 unit, stand beside a bone-crushing machine in the Janowska concentration camp shortly after its liberation by the Red Army on August 1st, 1944. A double-decker horse tram's moving through the busy streets. It gives a look at early public transportation. This is London, around 1900. It wasn't until 1923 that women were allowed to cheer. Uniforms typically comprised of sweaters and skirts past the knee. The man is wearing the Brewster body shield, which was the first body armor that the U.S. developed during World War I. Two women walk past a line of horse-drawn carriages, capturing a moment of early 20th century New York City life. New York, 1899. The first atomic bomb, Gadget, is being unloaded for the Trinity test in New Mexico in July 1945. Tasting at the Department of Agriculture, Beltsville, Maryland, 1935. Due to a shortage of homes that had outdoor space, people started putting infant-sized cages on their windows so babies could hang out in them. That was in 1934. A stretcher with a protective covering is being used, designed to protect patients during hazardous conditions. 1941. Miners descend 850 feet underground during Colorado's gold and silver rush era, which really reflects the intense pursuit of wealth that was sparked by discoveries like the Gregory Lode. This happened in Colorado in 1895. A young boy is visiting his sick friend. It's 1950s America. The Great Blizzard of 1888, New York City. Herbert J. Drain, congressman from Florida, is with some of his choice specimens. The date is February 25, 1920. United States cavalry soldiers pose in front of a sequoia in Yosemite known as Grizzly Giant in 1900. Victoria, Queen of the United Kingdom, is at Balmoral Castle in Scotland with her son Albert Edward, Prince of Wales, on the right and her cousin Nicholas II on the left. In the 1950s, coal remains the primary energy source as Leicester, England embraces the industrial era. Leicester, England, 1950s. One of the largest horses in history, Brooklyn Supreme stood 6'6" and weighed in at 3,200 pounds during the 1930s. Workmen are laying a wooden water pipeline. This is Idaho, 1891. English photographer Sir Cecil Walter Hardy Beaton is in the bathroom of his home Ashcombe, in Wiltshire. The walls are decorated with autographed hands of guests from the 1930s. A bookmobile is bringing reading materials to communities, reflecting the growing accessibility of books in 1950s Virginia. The orgone accumulator, a device sold in the 1950s, was designed to let a person sitting inside attract orgone, a massless healing energy. The Benny railplane, named after George Benny, its inventor, opened on July 8, 1930 in Milngavie, just outside Glasgow. The Space Needle's construction in Seattle, 1961. American pilots resting with a Japanese skull, 1944. There's a boy who has smallpox and he has many ulcers. This was in 1902. Anthony Karitzis storms into Meridian Mortgage in Indianapolis. He wires a shotgun to Meridian President Richard Hall, marches Hall out of the building, and commandeers a police car in 1977. The Empire State Building Observatory, New York City, 1930s. Miss America, 1922, Margaret Gorman. There she is, the very first Miss America. Margaret Gorman wears her best Americana outfit on September 6, 1922, in Atlantic City, New Jersey. A typical children's playground in 1908, New York City's Tompkins Square Park. All right, here's what I've got. This is a family from Detroit, Michigan, in the 1950s. The family is smiling and they're gathered in front of their home. There's a mom, a dad, and 2 young children. The house has a nice green lawn and a car parked in the driveway. The sun is shining and it looks like a pleasant day. The family is dressed in clothes that are typical of the era. A British soldier is proudly showing off his damaged helmet, a symbol of surviving the dangers of World War I. 1917. An American serviceman shares his rations with 2 Japanese children in Okinawa, 1945. I'd rather eat pasta and drink wine than be a size 0. Sophia Loren, 1965. In memory of Aaron O'Keefe, who was eaten by mountain rats. Circus baby Yvonne Cruz is being pushed in her pram by Cam, one of her mother's charges, as they arrive at Addison Road Station in London. This was from their winter quarters at Ascot in 1958. Stone Mountain, Georgia, 1928. Elizabeth L. Gardner of Rockford, Illinois, a WASP, which is a Women's Air Force Service pilot, a pilot around the 1940s. The man who modeled as Uncle Sam poses in front of the iconic poster, 1970. The first photograph in human history was taken in 1826 by Joseph Nicephore Niepce. It shows a view from his window, marking the dawn of photography. The location was France in 1826.